Welcome to the lava fields near Al-Wabah Crater. This is a great place to come for a quick weekend getaway from KAUST. It's about 4 hours from where we live, or about the same from Jeddah. And it's a great little escape to be able to come up to where the weather's a little bit nicer and to get to explore some really cool scenery.
When you first approach the crater, you get to a visitor center. And if you follow the visitor center around to the left, you will come to some lava fields. And you can see them behind me. And they are a great place for camping. So that's what we're about to set up. We found a little place that is nestled into some of the lava, and we hope it'll protect us from the wind tonight.
The lava fields that are here near Al-Wabah Crater aren't actually from the crater itself. They're from another volcano that's about 20 kilometers away. And so what's neat is whenever you climb up to the top of these lava fields, you can look out and for kilometers all you see is the black lava rock. This morning we are hiking down the crater. So the crater is about 2 kilometers wide and about 800 feet deep. So we this morning are hiking down, and we're gonna go down to the salt pan at the bottom.
The path we're taking down into the crater it's got some steps that are made from the lava rock. But then there's also just a lot of loose rocks. So these have come in handy a lot on this journey, just to keep a little bit of stability.
So the route down is actually pretty good. There's more or less some stone stairs along the way. The path is very clearly marked, and so it's not too hard. There are a few spots where you might have to get down and use your hands as you're kind of getting down a little bit of a bigger boulder, but other than that, for the most part, it's a pretty easy walk down. All right, I have made it to the bottom of the crater. It took me about 36 minutes, and I wasn't trying to be exceptionally quick. There were people in our group who were down here probably 5 or 6 minutes ahead of me, and then part of our group is still coming down. So you can definitely take anywhere from probably a half hour up to an hour to get down to the bottom. For a long time, people thought that Al-Wabah Crater was actually formed by a meteorite. But recently they've determined that it's a maar crater. Now, a maar crater is formed whenever groundwater is underneath the surface and magma hits it. And so rather than forming a conical volcano and something big that you can see from above the surface, it actually just explodes from below, leaving a big hole in the ground, which is what Al-Wabah Crater is. A lot of maar canyons actually become lakes. They fill up with water, and you might not even notice that they were actually a crater at one point. But because there's not a lot of rain in this area of Saudi Arabia, the Al-Wabah Crater has stayed pretty much empty. And so there's a salt pan at the bottom from water that evaporates, but it never actually fills up with water.
This crater is 2 kilometers wide, and it is 250 meters deep. It rained here last night, which was quite unexpected because it was not in the forecast. So fortunately, we put our rain fly on our tent and we didn't get wet, but others were not so fortunate. So you never know what you're gonna find here when you're out adventuring in Saudi Arabia. It is quite warm here at the bottom of the crater. My phone says it's 70 degrees, but there's very little wind moving and the sun is quite intense. So make sure you bring some water along to make sure that you don't get dehydrated. I don't know this from experience, but some of the kids on our trip told us that the salt does not taste very good. We made it back to the cars, and it took me about 38 minutes to hike up. That included a few stops just to catch my breath. It was steep and hot, so I made sure to take a few rests. Most everybody got up in about that amount of time, and including the groups of kids. Thanks for joining us at Wabah Crater. See you next time, and be sure to check out some of our other videos. Quite crunchy today.